Yes, well, as you mentioned, Governor DeWine broke the news that everyone really wanted to hear is that they're allowed to go back home and that this evacuation order has officially been lifted. But there's more concern beyond people going back home in terms of the lingering effects of what might be in the air as well as what might be in the water. A little later, more on that in just a moment. But first, we want to hear from the governor as he announces the lifting of the evacuation order.
I think we have some good news for the residents, and what we have tried to do throughout this is to make sure that the public knew exactly what we knew. And so that's what we're trying to do today.
Now, beyond lifting the evacuation order, a lot of residents are concerned about the air quality, specifically what kind of chemicals or carcinogens could be emitted into the air as a result of the burn-off that we all saw on Monday evening. EPA spoke, as well as Ohio's EPA, in terms of the testing and monitoring of the air quality and the quality of the water. We reported earlier today that residents saw a score of dead fish in Leslie Run Creek, and we were also able to get video of that as well. But here we hear from the EPA about their air quality testing and what those numbers gave them as they look specifically for carcinogens in the air.
And hydrogen chloride, both very toxic chemicals, and that's why that controlled burn the other night was so important to get right, because there was a potential for those contaminants to be released. Our monitoring, even during that, did not show. We had a few detections right at the site, but very few detections, but all below health screening levels after that incident. And that just shows the robustness of the monitoring system we had with our partners to make sure the community is safe, and then to allow for a safe return to the homes supplied.
So we did have, the water sampling is being collected and were submitted for laboratory analysis. We had Ohio EPA's toxicologists review that data. Norfolk Southern's had toxicologists review that data to ensure that the contaminants that were present in the water were still at safe levels. Yes, there were detections, but again, they remained at safe levels.
So the air quality has reached a level of satisfactory as far as the EPA is concerned, but the water testing will continue based on what residents are seeing or what they're concerned with. Specifically, they're talking about well water. And so Norfolk Southern has announced that they are reimbursing residents for hotel, for meals that they had to pay for, as well as water as a result of this evacuation order. They're also looking to give assistance to the businesses who've been shut down since the derailment. For now, reporting live from East Palestine in Ohio, Sheldon Ingram, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Thank you very much for that update, Sheldon. And officials have also set up a phone number for anyone who was within that 1 mile evacuation radius and who would like individual air tests done inside their homes. The number's here on the screen, 330-849-3919. Now, if you have any general concerns or questions, they have another hotline set up. The number there would be 234-542-6474.
There is so much to this breaking situation right now. We have all the information you need to know on WTAE.com right now. There you can also read the EPA's air monitoring results from that evacuation zone. Just head over to the On TV tab right on our homepage.